I have a question. If you were to see these stat lines side by side, who would you say is the league's most valuable player? On the right, you got a guy who's averaging 30 points a night with respectable numbers for both assists and rebounds. And on the left, you have a guy putting up a 30-point triple-double on nearly 60% shooting. Now, if I had to guess, you would probably pick this guy, but you'd be wrong, because this is Nikola Jokic, and he's about to be robbed of this year's MVP. Now, this isn't the first time NBA voters have completely missed the mark. You've got Shaq losing to AI in 2001. You've got Harden getting snubbed in favor of Giannis in 2019, but none of them compare to the infamous LeBron versus Derrick Rose debate in 2011. You see, King James was in his absolute prime. He was putting up insane numbers while leading the Heat to the second best record in the NBA. And statistically, well, he was the best player on the planet. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists on ridiculous efficiency, including a career-high 51% from the field. On the other side, you had Derrick Rose, a 22-year-old phenom who became the youngest MVP in NBA history, putting up 25 points and 7 assists a night. Now, don't get me wrong here, Rose was electric that season. But when you dig deeper into the numbers, it's clear LeBron James was the superior player. So, why did Rose win the MVP? Well, it all came down to narrative. Rose was the hometown hero, carrying a Bulls team that had been irrelevant since the Jordan days. The voters fell in love with the story and ignored the stats. And if this whole thing sounds familiar, well, it should, because the same exact thing is happening right now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, Shai is having a great season, there's no doubt about that. But much like Rose in 2011, the narrative is outweighing the numbers. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic is putting up video game stats. A 30-point triple-double on nearly 60% shooting while carrying a Nuggets team that would have been dead in the water without him. This isn't a knock on Shai. Just like Derrick Rose, he deserves all of the praise he's getting. But when it comes down to it, Jokic deserves this award, and it's not even close. If I told you a 7-footer was averaging more points than Shaq in his prime, more steals than Marcus Smart in his Defensive Player of the Year season, and a better 3-point percentage than Stephen Curry at his best, well, you would probably call me crazy. But here's the thing, I'm not crazy. That's exactly what Nikola Jokic is doing this season. This is a graph of every player who has put up 30 points, 10 boards, 10 assists on 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. As you can see, the only player in NBA history to accomplish this, well, it's Jokic. And the only player to come close, well, it was Jokic last season. What he's doing this year doesn't just make him the MVP. It might be the greatest season we have ever witnessed. Centers are traditionally known for dominating inside, grabbing rebounds, and scoring in the paint. But Jokic, he's doing all of that while running the offense like a point guard. According to advanced stats, Jokic generates more potential assists per game than Chris Paul, Luka, and LeBron James. And for those thinking, well, Westbrook did this thing in 2017, so it's not that impressive, think again. Because Jokic isn't just matching Westbrook's stats, he's surpassing them at a higher efficiency. He's doing all this while shooting better from the field, better from 3, and better from the free throw line, and let's not forget, he's doing it on 35 minutes a night. Now, I get it. People are going to say, but Shai's putting up these numbers on the best team in the NBA. And yeah, OKC is winning more games, that's true. But it isn't the full story. Because when you dig deeper, Jokic's impact on winning is far greater. Let's talk value over replacement player. As you can see, Jokic leads the entire NBA. This stat measures how much a player contributes compared to a replacement level player. And it's no exaggeration to say Jokic is the single most important player to any team in the NBA. But let's go even deeper than just that. When Jokic is on the floor, the Nuggets have a league-best 124.3 offensive rating. When he sits, that number plummets to 106, which would rank amongst the worst in the entire NBA. The bottom line, Jokic is the Nuggets system. His ability to score the ball, rebound at a high rate, and facilitate isn't just helping Denver win games. It is the only thing keeping them competitive in a brutal Western Conference. Now, there's one thing I haven't mentioned yet, and funny enough, I think it's the driving factor behind why Jokic isn't sitting in first place right now. It's a plague that infects every major sport when it comes to these type of awards. It's why LeBron James didn't win 10 MVPs in a row, and it's why Michael Jordan should have even more than he does right now. And of course, I'm talking about voter fatigue. It doesn't matter that Jokic is putting up numbers that we've never seen before. It doesn't matter that he's leading the Nuggets to another dominant season. What does matter, that he's won too many already. The media and NBA executives, well, they're bored. They don't want to give it to him again. Instead of rewarding the guy who's actually having the best season, they're shifting the conversation. Let's call it what it is, this is about branding. Jokic is a 3-time MVP, he's quiet, he doesn't care about media attention, and he's not the face of the league. But Shai, well, he's younger, more marketable, more beloved by fans, and a fresh name to sell as the MVP. From a business perspective, it makes sense. The NBA always needs a new face to push. But from a basketball perspective, this shouldn't even be a discussion. But let's be real, this award stopped being about the best player a long time ago. It's now about the best story. It happened in 2011 when Derrick Rose won the MVP over Bron, it happened in 1977 when Karl Malone won it over Jordan, and now it's happening again. The media is falling into the same trap, giving the award to the guy with the better storyline instead of the guy with the better season. And if Jokic doesn't win it this year, this won't just be a bad MVP choice. This will go down as an all-time robbery.